Hey, what's up, fam? This will be summarizing chapters 143 through 145 for Fire Force. Luckily, with 143, I can really just kind of TLDR it into some goofy shenanigans of, really of Arthur being tricked into doing an EMP by putting his sword in their matchbox and like he's having it convinced that it's like a stone that he needs to put Excalibur into to prove that he's a legendary knight. I like that he's really stupid to a degree that they make it very obvious. It's not like, hey, he's dumb and occasionally he'll say something dumb. It's like he's consistently proven he's dumb as hell. Like he's almost like I think mentally retarded. But he's funny, and I think he's an interesting character aspect. But that's not really what I wanted to get to this chapter. That was mostly, like I said, it was just going to be a TLDR because that's not really what I'm very much invested in through these last ones. That was just like oh haha, that's kind of funny. I've seen people talking about this more because this was 144 and 145 were pretty epic, and obviously it got some attention of people that like to look at like big crazy feats and the action. And when you see Nataku and his weird backstory when he's for one how well he would do in school and he'd get like hundreds and he'd get all this praise, but the second he'd get like a low score, his mom would be like it looks like she's gonna have like a mental breakdown. And that whole panel where she's like talking to him and he responds of how he's gonna try harder and he's drawn like a robot of the way that representing how he's just kind of on autopilot to please his mom. It's kind of sad. And then you see him where he ends up going the experiment and where he meets what's the guy's name, Rekka, I think. I always forget his name. He was cool, but he was killed very early on, so I forget his name. And his slowly as his Adora Link and Adora Burst Power kind of go crazy, and how the chick who can see like heat-based explosions and stuff before they happen is like, if this attack hits, there's going to be a 500-kilometer crater where it was from this big heat radiation laser, and that's crazy. So that's just kind of going into like that being in pretty intense action, and I thought it was going to be Shinra using his own to like kick it, but it was actually Charon, which I thought was pretty cool, or Charon, I don't know how to pronounce his name, going how he's a guardian. And you got this really cool thing because once Shinra was gonna get hit by the laser in a previous chapter, he goes and gets in front of it and deflects it because he's a guardian of the pillars, and regardless of the sides they're on, he wants to protect them because it's his job. And you see a flashback where he's again, I don't know the pillar with the little crown around her face. I don't know her name either. I don't remember enough of them really to kind of comment. Like I've some of the characters I've taken the liking to that I remember. Like I said, it's a little bit harder right now with the Fire Force because between I think like 130 something to one like the next chapter there was a like multiple months of no translations, and then this, and like we've gotten probably like 12, 15 chapters within the last month or so of Fire Force, which has been awesome. So I'll probably remember some of the other characters' names over time. I remember people like Corono, Shinra, Charon, like a lot of the bigger people. They're just because they're kind of cool. But you see him kind of remember like he was reading books on like how to raise kids, because when he had that this when he first started put in charge of this raising this pillar girl, she was like, I don't know what, like 7, 8. So he's trying to do his job, but at the same time he's very dedicated while seemingly a little bit naive, and I think it's pretty cool. This badass panel of him just like lifting this attack and deflecting it, throwing it, and you see this massive beam go up in the sky and this big hole in the clouds and this big crater on the moon. And it was just pretty badass, but also on both a like action, like power wise, like if you saw this in an anime scene, you'd be like, damn, that's crazy. But you'd also get like a really good. I really like the character moment for him better, just because it was pretty interesting and cool for him. I thought when he showed up that his character was just kind of be like this big I'm a powerhouse guy. I'm buff. Like I'm pretty cool. But then like you see there's some depth to him as well. And we'll probably get that more in the future. And there's he doesn't seem evil after see. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He just seems like he really believes in his job and the cause. And I think it's pretty cool. I was tempted to have the Corona one where you see later he's got this badass like ash katana and it just looks so cool. But I had to give it to Charon just because it was really cool for his character. But anyway, that's mostly it for this one. Check out those chapters. Fire Force is getting pretty interesting. I like what they're doing. It's about to get an anime, so that the manga's probably going to pick up pretty well overseas. I'm guessing it's doing well enough in Japan that it's getting it obviously an anime, but pretty solid that for these last three chapters. You had a fun one, and then it kind of build up to like some crazy power stuff, and then what you thought was going to be the main character doing it, but it was no, it was one of the lesser enemies that ends up doing this, and then you got some cool depth to his character. So I'm guessing that the author enjoys this guy and wants to make him more relevant. So yeah, cool guy. I like this dude. He's pretty badass. And tell me what you think in the comments if you've been following this series. If you like this, who's your favorite character? Mine's Corona, but Charon is definitely climbing the ladder right now from this chapter. Uh, like the video if you enjoy this content, you like reviews of this series, and subscribe to the channel if you like to see more. But otherwise, maybe check out my other manga and anime videos. And thank you for those who are already subscribed. And thank you very much for listening.